Hey everybody, welcome back to Other Speed Shop. In this video, we're going to get into using the products that I highlighted on one of my shorts videos. So if you haven't subscribed, go subscribe and check out my videos on the building cars and custom tools. And I'm going to highlight or show the usage of a bunch of different headlight cleaning kits and how they turn out. And then I'm going to do another video probably about 6 months to see how they turn out. So if you want to see that video, make sure you subscribe and leave the notifications on, so you know when that video comes out. So these are the products we're going to be using. So stand by and enjoy the video. All right, so the first one we're going to start with is this Armor All Ultra Shine. And by the way, I'm not sponsored by any of these. These are just I picked up at Walmart, AutoZone, Harbor Freight, and O'Reilly's. So I just picked up random ones from each shop, or each store, just to try them out. So the first one we're going to try is this Armor All Ultra Shine Headlight Restoration Wipes. And it says, restores headlights like new, no tools or sandpaper needed, lasting UV protection. So I've already gone through and I've cleaned all these headlights already with some glass cleaner. So they're clean. Imagine that. They don't look very clean. But let's get started with the Armor All. Okay, so for this one, you just take it out of the package, and basically it says just wipe back and forth, and why the two different colors. Step one, okay, so 2 steps. So you got UV protection. Okay, so step 2 is your UV protection. So basically it tells you to use this one, leave it folded, and go in there and just basically wipe it back and forth. So I'm going to do that. And then step 2 is putting the UV protection on. But you leave it folded like that. And tell you just to go back and forth with the back and forth motion. Just watch the oxidation go away. Go down around. They say once it gets full like that, you flip it over and you continue doing it. Okay, so we've completed the first step, which is the cleaning process. Now there's a UV protection that's got to go on there. I'm not sure I like that film that's on there. It seems to be forming. But we'll see. I basically used it till it said there's no residue left on the rag, but now it's fogging up again. So step 2 is to apply this UV protection. So you apply it by wiping in one direction. So let's find out. All right, see how that turns out. It's still getting a little bit foggy or hazy there. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out later. So that's the Armor All Ultra Shine Headlight Restoration Wipes. All right, so next one I'm going to be using is this Headlight Lens Restore from Blue Magic. And I believe I got this one from Walmart maybe. I'll have to look at the receipts. I'll make sure I update that in the description. But we're going to try this. It's just you wipe it on and wipe it off basically. So you wipe it on and get it cleaned up. Then you buff it off like you would a wax. So let's try it. Give it a try. Okay, so it says let it get to a haze. This one I'm not sure is working all that great, but you can let it get to a haze and you buff it off with a rag. All right, so far I'm not too impressed with that one yet. It's smooth, but just doesn't seem to be cutting into the problems like the haze, like what the other one did. Look at these Armor All one now. Yeah, that's the kind of look I'm going for, and ain't quite there yet. So, again, that's the Headlight Lens Restorer from Blue Magic. So we'll see if this other side cleans up better with one of the other products. So let's go on to the next one. Okay, so you can see since I removed the tape, there is a definite line there. But we'll see what I decide to use on this side, how it comes out. So that was, like I said, the Blue Magic Headlight Lens Restorer. Okay, so the next one's this Griots or Groits or something like that garage, and it's a ceramic headlight restoration kit. And the steps are: you clean, you sand, you coat, you're done. So we'll see. And you can see it comes with the gloves, pads, or wipes, some grit pad or some sanding pads, and a little thing right there. So let's open it up. Okay, so those are the wipes, oxidation remover, your headlight coating. You see that? So you got your oxidation remover and your ceramic headlight coating. And then down the side you have your little sanding block, and then your sanding pads and gloves. These are not black gloves like they show in the box, but that's okay. Probably won't even wear them anyways. All right, so let's get into it. Step one's gonna be removing oxidation. So let's get into that. Just put the gloves on too, but don't unfold it, they said. They said up and down motion, just scrub it. Okay, so wow, you definitely see it there. They said flip it as you need to and unfold it as you need to. That's going right straight through to everything. All right, that's pretty nasty. Our next step is sanding it. So it says remove the included sanding pads, contour grip, 1000 grip pad. So there are multiple ones. So you got 1000, 1000, and 2000. So they rinse thoroughly and allow to dry. So I'm gonna rinse it off and then we'll come back. All right, so I decided to move off my workbench so I don't get it all wet, because now I got to spray it down and wet sand basically on this kit. So this is a ceramic kit. So that's the one we're working on right now. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so the instructions say to sand it till you don't see yellow water coming off of it, and it's pretty clear now. So on to the next step, which is going from 1000 to 2000. So we'll switch out pads here, and we'll start the next section. So all right, so that was the 3000. I'm sorry, that was 2000. So it's 1000, 2000 grit, and the final stage is 3000 grit. This is a heck of a workout, by the way. Wish I was ambidextrous so I could switch it up and get workouts for both arms, but as of right now, I'm not ready for left hand. So let's get into the last stage, another 3 to 4 minutes. All right, so let's complete that stage. You see now it's all clear water coming off of it, and so now it's got to dry it out. And then I think the next step is going to be applying the ceramic coat, so let's get to that. Okay, so the instructions say to leave it, once you get done, you should have a nice hazy sheen to it. You don't want it shiny. So basically I'm going to let it dry a little bit more because there's still a little bit of water down in the grooves. And then I'll apply the ceramic coat next. So that'll be the next step. All right, for this step, we're gonna put the gloves on because that's what it says to do. And this is a single coat that we're gonna be putting on here. And it says start from the top, work your way down to the bottom with a 50% overlap on each stroke. So that's what I'm gonna do. Go ahead and leave it folded. So I'm gonna start from the top and work my way down. 50% overlap. All right, and that is that. So far this is turning out pretty nice. So now you let it dry. And that's how it turned out. It's really nice comparing to the next one over, which is crap. So this is that magic, or blue magic stuff that didn't really come out. So if you look right there, the ceramic coat touched, kind of like brought it out a little bit. Pretty nice. I can live with that. So on to the next one. Okay, so the next kit we're going to be using is this Pittsburgh Automotive Deluxe Lens Renewal System. And it's part number 52663. This is from Harbor Freight. So the first step is masking, but we're not going to mask because we're not on the vehicle. So the next step for that would be sanding it. And that's using the 500 grit sandpaper. Let me find the 500. That's 8. There's 500. So you start with 500, and it's not wet sanding on this one, so we'll see how that goes. You put that on the thing, I'm gonna use my right angle drill this time. And we just dry sand it for now until we go to the 3000 grit, which is when we do the next step. So let's get started. All right, so I've gone through with this 500 and the 800 grit. You basically do it till the scratches are real fine. So we're gonna go on to the next step. And the next step is actually using a refining pad, I believe. Stick that on there. I'm using my right angle drill because it works more like a buffer, so it works pretty good. So let's get to that. All right, so the 3000 grit is done now. See, there's a little bit of a haze, real fine scratches on there, which is what you want. You wipe it off, get it dry. And next is gonna be the polishing. And basically you got this polishing pad right here. And you take the polishing compound, which is hiding from me. You put about a dime size amount. So basically you're doing the same thing you would as if you're buffing a car. So you put about a dime size amount of the stuff on there. Stick it on there, smear it around first, and then you polish. Alright, so after that step, you basically just remove the masking tape if you have it on the vehicle and wipe it down. And at this point, you just want to make sure there's no scratches left over, and should be good to go. And that one turned out really nice. So I think we'll be all right with that one. So on to the next one. All right, so there's a side-by-side comparison. You can see this was the Armor All wipes, or it's just a two-step with wipes. This is the polishing, buffing, sanding of the Pittsburgh Automotive Deluxe kit from Harbor Freight. So not too bad. I can live with that. Okay, so the next kit we're going to use is the Rain-X Premium Headlight Restoration Kit. And it comes with a little drill attachment, which I already put on my drill. And you start out with 1500 grit, the 3200 grit, up to 4000 grit. Then you do a headlight polishing with the headlight buffing polish. And then you finish it off with a wipe. So I'm just going to run through all the things at high speed and go from there. It comes with gloves too. All right, so we finished sanding up to the 4200 grit or 4000 grit. Now we're going to go into polish and basically use the buffing polish. You basically just put a little nickel-sized dab of it on here, wipe it in there, and then wipe it off with a damp cloth, then repeat that 5 or 6 times. So let's get into that. Okay, so that finishes the polishing part of it. And I tell you what, that is the messiest one I've used so far. It sprays that stuff everywhere. I got it all over me. But so the next thing is going to be just applying the protectant now. And this is a wipe, so you just take and wipe it on there. It does say to put the gloves on, so this must be the toxic part of the job. So we go ahead and put the little tiny freaking glove on. Oh, that's tight. I'm only going to use one hand, so I'm not going to worry about wasting it on the other one. There's only one wipe. So just going to go in here and wipe the protectant. It says you might have streaks. Yeah, it says the streaks will appear but dissipate over time. So definitely some streaks in there. Now this one, it says to let it dry for an hour. So that's that. And that's that kit. Okay, so it's been over an hour and this is what it's turned out to be. So pretty nice. And just to compare it to the other side. So that's one side to the other. Pretty crazy. All right, so the next method we're going to use is this Mother's Power Cone 360 and, of all things, aluminum polish. So this is for wheels and, for magnesium wheels and aluminum wheels. But a buddy of mine says this is what he uses, so I'm going to try it out. So let's get started on that. So this new cone has a quick connect feature, so you can just slam it right in there. So we're going to try that out. Alright, so it does kind of work, just not very good. You can kind of see a difference. Here's the line. So, yeah, I don't think aluminum polish is the best thing for it. So, next thing I'm going to try is another buddy's way of doing it. And that's multiple sandpaper grits and then a polishing compound. So let's get to that one. All right, for this method, he said he starts with 800, goes 800, 12, or 800, 1000, 12, 15, 2000, and 3000. So I don't have some, they didn't have 8 or 3000, but I have some. So I'm gonna use that from one of the others. So we're gonna start with the 800 and work our way up to the 3000. All right, so I'm going to try to basically do this with this polishing compound. It's called McGuire's clear plastic cleaner and polish. And basically I'm going to apply it with this and then wipe it off and buff it with a lint-free rag. All right, so the next method we're going to try is I heard somebody say something about WD-40s being a way of clearing up the lenses. So I'm going to try that now. All right, well, that didn't take long at all. It does clean it up. So let's see how good it looks next to the Rain-X stuff. Hopefully it didn't ruin my Rain-X. All right, there you have it. So that's WD-40, and that's the Rain-X. It turned out too bad. We'll see how it holds up though. Time to go back in the truck. So that's 8 methods I've tried, and we'll see how they hold up over time. And I'll do a video on the update in like 6 months. Just to do a recap and give you prices on things. So on this inside one, we used the Armor All Shine wipes, and they were $12.99 at AutoZone. Now on this outside one, on the low beam, we used the Pittsburgh Deluxe lens renewal system, and it was $13.99 at Harbor Freight. So that's a really good value in my opinion. On the lower one, the one that I didn't really like at all was this Blue Magic headlight lens restorer, and it sold for $8.09 at O'Reilly's. So That's probably one of the worst ones. And there might be a way of making it work better, but like I said, it's not that great. So it was $8.09 at O'Reilly. Okay, and the last one on the driver's side is this, turned out real nice as well. And this is the Groits, or whatever you want to call it, headlight restoration kit. This was $31.49 at AutoZone, but it does do a good job, but we'll see how it holds up over time. But it turned out real nice too. All right, so on the passenger side, on the outside lens, we used just a good old can of WD-40. And I had this laying around the shop, but it cost about $9 for this can. So that was that one. Inside one, and one of my favorite ones is the Rain-X one. And that one turned out so nice, and it was $20.71 at Walmart. So overall, that's a really nice one. I really like the way that one turned out. The bottom ones here, this is the one I used, the mother's ball and aluminum polish. And the ball was $23.24 at Walmart and $5.40 for the polish at Walmart. And it's not a big deal that I spent the money on it for lens, because I can always use it on the wheels too. So that's something I'll probably end up doing too, is testing down the wheels. All right, so the last one is the 800 to 3000 grit sandpaper step up. And then the Meguiar's Plastic X clear plastic cleaner and polish. So that worked really well too. And you can get this for $10.49 at AutoZone. And the sandpaper was like 99 cents a pack. So probably about $5 to $10 in sandpaper. And I dropped my phone. So that's another good method too. All right, that's going to conclude the video on using the headlight restoration kits on the 06 Silverado, and you can see how they turned out pretty good. So let's see what they look like in about 6 months. So make sure you subscribe and turn the notifications on so you know when that video comes out. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like down there, and until next time, we'll see you all later.